Good afternoon and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I'm your host, Michelle Dawes-Bird, and as always, I'm super excited to be here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's Sunday. It's already December. The year has gone by. 2020 has been something else. That's all I can say. We did have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I did at my home. I hope that you guys did too. It was a time for us to just give thanks and just kind of continue to slow things down and take it easy and eat well and rest and watch a lot of movies. So it was good. It was good. It was good. But we're back on the grind. We're going to get a couple of shows out to you this year before the year is over. And today I'm so excited because today's topic is Let's Get It On with the On channel. I got some really dope, exciting women that I'm going to introduce to you guys momentarily. Yay, I'm so excited. But first of all, I want to thank all of the new listeners and people that are joining us for the very first time. Yes, let me give you a little background about what Real Chicks Rock is all about. It's all about creatively collaborating and connecting to raise awareness regarding issues that impact us women. And we do it by community service, we do it by public speaking, and we do it through mentoring and workshops, and we do it through the arts, which is this platform right here. And so I have been so excited and thankful to have the opportunity to bring people in to talk about different things that I think impact us, whether it be from mental health to financial empowerment to real estate, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I have some people that come in here, I think, that are subject matter experts. They're pretty proficient in the topic, and we talk about the issues and the challenges, but then we walk away with some solutions. So it's always great. I love what I do. I'm just so excited, and today is no different. I thought coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday, we would talk about, I guess these are some of my peers because I'm on the network too. It is some of the ladies and some of the television personalities that are on the On channel. Hi ladies, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I have Niki&Niyah and I have Tone. Hey ladies, how's it going?
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Oh man, I'm super excited to have you guys here. First, I'm going to start with you, Tone. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So Tone Houston, born and raised Chicago, lived in and out of the U.S. for a number of years throughout my life. I am an engineer by trade. I'm specialized in what's called user experience engineering. So I'm getting my degree from DePaul University here in Chicago.
Okay.
I'm also a poet. I'm also a, I guess what I would title myself, a hip hop soul lyricist. I have a 7-piece band. We travel all over. I just got off of my first UK tour actually last year. Wow. Off of the music. So I have 2 hip hop soul albums. Yeah, I'm an animator. Obviously is why I'm here today. Which I just started as a result of COVID. I'm sure we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah.
I'm a Jane of a few things and blessed throughout, so I'm really appreciative.
I'm excited to have you here, Tone. You got a wonderful resume, man. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. And now Niki&Niyah, you beautiful ladies too. Hey. Hi. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I'm Niki.
And I'm Niyah.
Hi, Niyah.
And we're sisters. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. We were raised there and also in California.
Yeah.
She was born in California.
Yeah, we were military brats, so we traveled everywhere, and I'm the youngest and she's the oldest. And we wear a lot of different hats, producing, acting, music, singer-songwriter, rapper.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Everything. You're doing a lot. And LA has been good to you ladies, I see.
Yes, it has been. It really has been.
Glad to have you. Let's talk a little bit about your show. So Niki&Niyah, tell us a little bit about your show and a little bit about the On channel for those that don't know, because it's a show, it's a platform. It's similar to Netflix because it's subscribed, right? We got to pay to get on to see all these beautiful shows that's going on. So tell us a little bit about your show.
Yeah, so the On channel is a streaming platform, it's a streaming service, and we're so happy that we were able to have our show on there for season 1. It's really just a docu-series called Being Niki&Niyah. It's us honestly stepping into or out of our comfort zones and into following our dreams.
Yeah,
and we're just documenting it all.
Yeah, and basically you get to just watch us grow on our journey just to flourishing as women and as artists in LA. And we go through many challenges. You also see us how we handle having a family business and, you know, sister bonding and sister fight. So
and relationships and things like that. Everything. So that's great. So how did you guys come up with the concept? Who thought of it? And you, Niyah, was it your idea to kind of document your lives?
It was actually our dad. Our dad came up with the concept. And then we didn't really have it until we went to LA Film School because he also went there as well.
Right.
So, we started off with this idea of just documenting our lives because it's a docuseries.
Yeah, our mom would document literally everything that we did.
Every single thing.
Music, plays, like anything we were in or a part of, like she would record it all.
Wow.
Family moments. That's really
basically how it started.
And so then how did you guys get on the On channel? How did you guys get picked up? Did you kind of knock on their door?
Honestly, the film school helped a lot. I was offered an internship to edit for the On channel.
Yes.
So I was able to edit a couple of different shows for them. And we had a pitch deck that we worked on all throughout college. So we perfected that. And
we had a lot of practice just like pitching it and just presenting it to different people. So it was a blessing when we finally got this chance to pitch it to the On channel. We were like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, this is great. This is awesome. This is awesome. I'm going to switch on over to Tone. Tone, how did you get on the On channel? Tell me your experience and tell us a little bit about your show as well.
So my show is called Eyes with a Z, just saying, and it's all about how I see the world and just different situations as it relates to relationships or just day to day. And it was just interesting because I started, as I said, as a result of COVID. It was like probably mid to late March, really out of boredom. I mean, again, I'm a nerd, so I was just like working with different technologies and just figuring out. And I started with one character called Rita, which is loosely based off of me, I suppose. And just her over analytical, just issues with men and all this stuff or whatever. And it's an animation short. So you're talking a minute, no longer than like 2.5 minutes, you know, of just content and hopefully laughs. And in either case, probably maybe 3 or 4 weeks into it, I was sending out information, not only about that, but about my new video that had came out in April called Flippant. And so just sending this out to random Instagram, users or whatever. And so the On channel, I don't know how we end up connecting. Maybe I end up following them, a few months, before, but never had any interaction with the username, not even knowing if it was a real person. You just never know with Instagram, right? So I ended up sending Flippant in April, just to see if maybe I can get my music placed on the streaming network. And so the CEO got back to me, and I didn't know if he was real or not. Again, you never know. But we ended up having a conversation, and he said, "Yeah, Flipping is great. I love the song, but who does that animation?" And I was like, "Oh, I do that too." And he was like, "I would love to put your short on our channel." And it was like, "What?" And so, once we got the contract stuff out the way, and once I learned about what that meant, right? Because again, I was just doing it for me and doing it for fun. It was like, wow. And I'm at like 51 episodes now. Later. So
and they're pretty good. They're really good. Did you know you were always an artist, Tone? Did you know you can always do animation?
Not at all. I knew that I like to figure out different technologies and figure out, just how to do certain things. Never really knew. Because I don't draw, in terms of like freehand, but if it's on a computer, I can learn it, right? In terms of, different design programs. And that's just a blessing, that God gave me. So I have about maybe 6 or 7 core characters. I do all the voiceovers.
Wow.
Probably why I'm hoarse now. But like male and female, it's male, female, young, old, right? And it's not to be perfect, right? Because it's again, Eyes just saying, so it's the world through my lens. So who cares if the male voice sounds a little feminine or if the senior voice sounds a little, doesn't matter. It's about how I see the world. And that's what makes it work.
Yeah. Where's your motivation to do it come from? Is it like Boondocks or something like that? Because it has kind of like an edginess to it. So are you kind of pulling a little energy from that?
You know what? Boondocks is a beast and will always be a beast in my mind. Honestly, I didn't. I had done animation video, like music videos in the past. It's like one-off sort of things, you know. Again, never thought I would have my own series. It was literally, we couldn't go anywhere in March and April, right? Or up until a few months ago. You know, we just couldn't go anywhere, and I needed an outlet, especially given everything I was seeing just on social media and just media in general in terms of our community. It just was really sad, and I just wanted people, I wanted myself to laugh, and it just kind of evolved, honestly.
Yeah, it's good. It's good evolution. It looks really great. And you know, a lot of people are transitioning and pivoting and turning into other skills that they have, because that whole interaction with crowds and live audiences, we don't know when we're going to get back to that space, right? And if we do, it's going to be so reduced in size that, you know, it's going to lose a little bit of its element like it used to be. So it's just great that you're able to like take your creativity and funnel it and channel it into something else, and it's all you. Nobody's telling you how to do it. It's what comes out of your mind, what comes out your mouth, your voice, the whole thing. Man, this is awesome. It's incredible. It's incredible. Let me get to Niki&Niyah. Niki&Niyah, you ladies, when you guys go to film school, what do you want to do when you finish? Are you looking to do like movies? Are you going to document or produce other people's docuseries? What's your goal by going to school, film school?
I mean, it's honestly all of the above.
Okay.
We have been striving to be producers, especially me. You've been striving to be a screenwriter as well. But our overall goal is to have a production company and to just have all of our material under that production company.
Yeah, I actually just graduated. I graduated in November, and she's graduating next month, so January 2021 for her.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
But honestly, thank you.
Thank you.
Honestly, we've been working on an animated short as well, Malachi's Mission. So that's in the process of, the character designs are already done. So yeah, we're excited about that project. And I've just been working on writing a couple of screenplays for just a couple of TV pilots. So I'm excited about that too.
Wow, that's pretty awesome stuff, man. I know your parents are really super excited. I want to ask you, how do you ladies stay so focused? Because, you know, not to put your age out there, but you look like, you know, in your 20s. Is that safe to say, right?
You're right. You're
I'm
right.
safe to say, right, without pouring any tea or being shady. So we're in our 20s, and we, you know, life is in the palm of our hand. We can do whatever we want to do. We could turn up. We can be lit. We can do this. We can do that. Right? We can be ratchet. We can do right. But you ladies seem pretty focused, like level-headed. And so what's your motivation? What keeps you grounded? Is it mom and dad, or is it really just you got some goals and some dreams you're trying to get to?
Man, I would say it's our faith.
Yeah,
it really
100%.
is our faith in God. And
really?
Our parents definitely helped in teaching us all about that and grounding us. But yeah, it's really just us waking up in the mornings and meditating, practicing our daily devotionals, reading that. But yeah, it takes a lot of patience,
especially in this industry. So.
Yeah, especially in LA, right? It's no different than any other big city, whether it be Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Miami. You know, you ladies are gorgeous and smart, but then, you know, there's snakes in the trees and in the bushes. And so you got to be mindful of these quick deals, or, you know, so I'm very glad for the On Channel in all of our lives, because to Tone's point, the CEO is very professional, right on point, you know, very good with communication. The contracts were right on point.
Oh, true.
Right? You know what I mean? So it's very great. It's very good for you ladies to step out into this type of profession and have a very good positive, right, interaction. So this gives you more enforcement to pursue your dreams. This is really great. What would you tell other young ladies your age to pursue? I mean, if they look at you and they say, "Oh, you know, they got it easy. You know, it's not. I can't do it." What would you tell somebody else to be encouraged? What kind of encouragement would you tell them?
I would say that no one else can be your number one fan. You have to be your number one fan first and foremost, and you have to stay motivated no matter what people say, because no matter what dream you're going towards, you're always going to have naysayers. You're always going to have those people who saying you can't do that, or there's no lane for you. You just have to have faith in yourself and in faith whoever you believe in, or that's what I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Just keep your head up. Don't give up. And just follow your heart, honestly, because that's what matters the most. And like, follow what you want to do in this. Just find your purpose. Because for us, I feel like we want to inspire others. We want to show others it's not as easy as it looks. It may look easy, like we're on the On channel now, but it took years and it took a lot of hard work.
It takes work.
And it's not even that. Like, once you find your purpose, you have to, even if you're in the search of finding your purpose, I feel like it's so important too, because you never know, like, your destiny being a part of somebody else's, you know?
Gosh,
and you never know.
Others,
Definitely. And I feel like Tyler Perry touches on that all the time. He's someone I look up to 100%. And he always talks about how you have to go for it, because your destiny can always be attached to somebody else's. You never know whose life you're going to impact.
Speaking of Tyler Perry, Atlanta has just become this real big movie industry boom. Making billions of dollars over the past couple of years. Any consideration about moving to Atlanta, or you guys feel pretty stable and steady in LA?
Well, we are bi-coastal.
Yeah, we go back and forth.
We have family out there. We're going to be out there a couple of times visiting throughout the year. So just finding work out there too, if it comes to being a PA, editing, like, we still love doing that behind the scenes work as well.
And even making music out there too, because it's a huge music scene out there as well. So
awesome. When you guys come to Atlanta, please call me so we can have lunch, please.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Please and thank you. Okay. So let me go to Toné. Toné, you in Chicago, I know it's already cold up there. Brr. Any considerations about relocating to another city, or Chicago's doing you well?
Well, I just got back like a month and a half ago. I was out in California. I was out in Sacramento for like the last 4 years.
Sacramento is beautiful.
Yeah, so like I still have boxes around. Not fully unpacked yet. So I definitely know about that bi-coastal or semi-bi-coastal for me, you know, sort of commute. And I have family, you know, in LA and Atlanta. So I've definitely tapped into both of those markets as well. But, you know, to touch on what the lady said too, regarding just like advice or whatever, like in that same vein, I would say, you know, two things. One, to be you, right? You know, and be authentic with that, but to be unapologetic with that too. Like, you know, there may not be a lane, and that's okay, right? So it's like, you know, you still can and should go forward, and if there isn't a lane, then make your own, right? And so I'm all about, you know, just being unapologetically fly. And I feel like we are what we are when we are, right? Because we're always changing and evolving. So that's the advice that I would give, and that's the advice that I take for myself. So
love the purple. That's my favorite color. So you know, you've done that for yourself, Toné, because you've evolved, right? So you've seen like things have changed with the pandemic and COVID, which, by the way, I think is going to be here for another 6 to 9 years. Just the way that we're trending, right? The way that the numbers are growing. A lot of us stayed home for Thanksgiving, but yet and still a lot of people did travel. It's impacting our school systems, right? So some schools are going back where they're letting the kids go back, and then they're shutting it down, sending them home. So it's kind of like a hodgepodge. It's a mess. I don't think it's going to really straighten out for another couple of months, my personal opinion. But you've done a wonderful job in just recreating yourself, because a lot of us have been kind of stuck, right? Because we've been used to how things used to be. And it's been very difficult for us to figure out how to reinvent ourselves, right? And still, to your point, stay authentic, right? Stay true to your brand, true to your belief, true to what you're trying to do, but yet trying to monetize too, right? Trying to get out here, get a name, get some work, right, Toné? Right? You've been right. This is a thing now for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, because, you know, I'm not in my 20s, right?
Okay.
At all. So,
you look good, though, Toné. You're cute as a button.
I appreciate that. You know, I mean, you know, look, it has been a grind since coming out the womb, seemed like, for me. You know, I have an interesting, you know, story, but it's been a blessing all the way, you know, and it's been opportunities that, that I didn't even take in terms of like the artistic or entertainment side or whatever. Like I've done, you know, acting and modeling stuff too, but it was like I was always 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you know, and luckily I have a passion for STEM and engineering. And so, you know, it's not like I'm, you know, just doing something that I don't like to do. It's not like work for me because it is another passion. But so many creatives don't. Right. And so whether they're in LA or Atlanta or New York, Chicago, wherever, they're struggling because of this dream. Super talented, but it's so many people that are super talented, you know, and so that's why, you know, for me, I think it is very important to have multiple streams of not just income, but multiple streams of passion. Right. And investment in yourself, because you never know what's going to happen. You may be a singer and then all of a sudden someone likes your look, and so you make it in modeling or being a brand ambassador or whatever. I never thought I would be an animator. I never grew up as a little girl and said, let's do that. It literally happened as a result of what was going on in the world and me just wanting to tap into something that I had never done before to see if I could do it. And look at God. Right?
Is your animation done through computers or hand drawings, or how do you animate? Just a little bit. Give me a little bit of that.
It's through computer. I use a couple different programs, and it's funny because people have asked me, "What do you use?" It's like I can't give away.
I understand.
Sauce,
right.
But no, I'm not. I wish I could. I wish I could draw. Freehand. But no, if it's on a computer, I'm on it.
I got you. So let me ask you a tricky question. So if things got back to normal, or where we got to a place where your other artistic side is desired, where you're singing, you're doing the hip hop, you're doing all that, right? As a musician, would you turn your back on the animation, or you try to do both at the same time?
It's garnered me such a different type of fan base. Like, you know, young and old, male, female. Like, I think I will always try to incorporate that. Matter of fact, just a small caveat. I shot a music video yesterday for a new single that's coming out, for a new project that's coming out in 2021. So I'm not gonna give 2020 anything else. In terms of that. Like, you said January 1st, 2021. But I'm gonna have one of my characters, Erica, which is like she comes off as a roundaway girl, but she works for TSA. She's very smart, but she talks like, you know, the stereotypical girl, like whatever, period. Right? You know what I'm saying? But again, don't judge a book by her cover. Right. And so, but I'm gonna have her in that video, right? So it's about, for me, you know, merging those two worlds and see what happens. I'm never gonna turn my back on STEM. You know, STEM is what made me. And it's so many young ladies that you know, of color, that need to see people like ourselves, right? Doing it, not just talking about it, but doing it. And so I want to always be a component and proponent of that. So even if music kicks off, that's great. It's always going to be some sort of STEM element to it, whether it's a virtual show or what. I'm always going to find a way to merge it, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And Tony, I definitely want to stay connected to you because I'm one of the mentors in women in technology. And so you're absolutely right. There are a lot of young girls that want to get into STEM. Some of them don't know enough about it, and they don't know about the different opportunities and avenues and lanes that you can do. I think they think that it's just programming, maybe a little coding, but they don't see enough of us in the gaming space, in the animation space, just as engineers, mathematicians, just pilots, just different things. They don't see enough of us in those spaces. So it's definitely good that you are embodying your other skill set, because this is great, because this is going to help other young ladies, especially in high school, where they got to decide which way they want to pivot and turn, because college is very critical. So this will be great. So yeah, great work, Tony, and what you're doing. And I'm glad that you're staying true to your passions, because unfortunately, COVID was like this year. I know we're not giving nothing else too, but we got to keep it 100. It was either a do or die situation. Either you were going to try to pivot or turn, or you were going to get run over. Real talk, right? Right? Facts all day, right? So you had 1,200
was not going to keep you. Was not going to keep me.
You had to figure it out, because real talk, out of sight, out of mind. So if you're not pushing something that was going to entice people or draw them in, or just let them know you're existing and you're still about your passion and your work, you were going to be maybe perhaps forgotten. So hats off to you for keeping it real and keep pushing and keep going. Congratulations to you in that space. Niyah and Nikki, I want to talk to you ladies because you want to do production, and I want to bridge this gap because oftentimes we are all on the same platform, but we don't know each other's talents, right? So this beautiful lady here, Antoinette, can sing and probably could do scores, right? Could do a little scoring of music. And I'm just throwing that out there for your animation series that's coming up. Maybe one of Antoinette's tracks can be used. I'm just bridging the gap because that's what real chicks do, so that, you know, yeah, when you come together so you can tap in some talents. So it'd be really great. So I know you guys are doing production and thinking about some other things, but scoring is a big deal, right? So are you ladies thinking about scoring musically, getting some independent artists to support some of your work as you ladies continue to grow?
Yeah,
For
of
sure.
course. I mean, what you were saying, Tone, how it's important representation matters when it comes down, especially of women of color, and just to bringing women of color together and not always be a competition. So I would love to work with you as far as like our animation goes, as far as, you know, collaborating on different things with music. Like, I feel like we should come together, and it's about time that Black women need to just come together, and because with like these reality shows out here and all these shows, you see us in competition with each other.
Right.
It doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so important for us to shine a light on how, you know, we can do this together, y'all.
Yeah, we can do it together.
And we're already peers on the On channel.
Yep,
so you
yep,
know
yep,
we're there now.
We're on a great platform. We already know that's a great space. So yeah, we can do some inner workings, you know, behind the scenes, just to kind of keep the passion going, the learning opportunities and the experiences, because I think Antoinette is very seasoned in everything that she's done. And then we can pour that into what you guys are doing, and then keeps her going, you're going. So it's just a great opportunity. Ladies, I wanted to ask you, how's the response been towards your show? Like, are people calling? Like, I know there's a lot of sliding in the DM. I know it is.
Oh my God. Yeah. The DMs, oh my goodness.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother story another day. But has the response been positive, optimistic? I mean, what are people saying about the show?
It's been so great. It's
Yeah.
been
amazing. Yeah, it really has been.
We're #1 on the On channel.
Yay!
So we're like really excited about that.
Yay!
It's oh my gosh, honestly a dream come true, I can say. 'Cause
Yeah.
we've been working so hard
just to
on
reach
this.
another platform on it, like with different audiences, and it's just been it's been a cool blessing. It really has been.
Yeah. Do you know that your age demographic, like the people that are checking out your show, like, do you know how old they are?
It's teenagers
Teenagers to like
early
our
20s,
age, only,
yeah.
the 20s. So
And what's been some of the comments you've gotten? Some positive comments, like you inspire us, or we want to go to film school, or what are they saying?
it's definitely been an inspiration to some people
Mm-hmm.
to just do something that isn't like a regular 9-to-5 job.
Right.
So just being able to inspire people in that way, honestly, it makes me feel like we're doing the right thing. We're here for a reason, and I just want to keep going now.
Yeah. You ladies inspire me, and Tony as well too, because I may be the last of the 9-to-5ers. I'm really trying to get out of it. It's real because what it does is it's a great place to be. Don't get me wrong, right? It's very secure. It puts food on the table, roof over your head, pays the bills and all of that, but the more that you give it, the more they expect you to give. So it kind of sucks your energy and your life and your passion. By the time you finish working for corporate America 9-to-5, 40 days a week, probably 50 or more, there's not really much left to pursue the things that you really want to do. So, hats off to all of the entrepreneurs out there that came out of their mama. Like, I'm not going to work for corporate. I'm just going to do my own thing. And some of us late bloomers are like, I don't want to work for somebody for the rest of my life. I want to do my own thing. It's very hard. It's very difficult to find that stream and that path. So congratulations to you ladies for just being independent and thinking outside of the box. I think that's the inspiration for a lot of us, because it's never too late, right? So even if for those that are watching that are a little bit more seasoned and they have this passion, do your research, do your homework, step out, you know, surround yourself with other entrepreneurs and start having the conversation, because if you have these talents, you really don't want to pour it into somebody else because they're going to suck you dry. You know, they are.
Yeah,
you know,
it's really all about the balance, because I know for me, for us, we do work that 9-to-5 job. And we have to, like, you know, stay on and keep the grind going, because, you know, income LA is just
the side hustles. You got
the side hustles.
You gotta have that. So yeah, it's just been, you just have to have that balance between preserving yourself for your passion and not always, you know, going to a job where you have to give so much of yourself, like you're saying. So yeah, it's just all about that balance.
It's a balance. It's a balance. Tone, would you agree? Is it a balance? Are you able to balance all the many hats that you're wearing back in Chicago, especially coming back from Sacramento? Are you balancing? What's your self-care plan over there in the Chi?
You don't see the 20 hats on my own. No, I mean, you know, preservation, right?
Yeah.
Exactly what the lady said. I mean, you know, for me, I still work in corporate America as well. And right now the company I work for is one of the top companies, and it's not a lot of us, right?
Yes.
So, you know, unfortunately and ironically, that's always been my story, right? Of being the only fill in the blank, right? So, it's been interesting, because, and that's why I wore my overage shirt today, because it's really been a metaphor of my life, of being over-fitting in any sort of box or preconceived notion that anyone tries to put me in, right? So whether that's on the entertainment side, like, oh, you know, you're too old or too whatever, you know, for that, or, oh, you don't sound like what's on the radio, or, oh, you know, whatever it is, right? Or even on that tech side, like, oh, I didn't know that you were, because I'm a manager at where I'm at. But I like to be fun and keep it and keep it funky. But don't cross me, because I know my stuff. Yeah. Right. And that's the thing of doing that in a way where you don't come off as the angry black again, right? So I think that's why platforms like this are so amazing. Because, you know, real chicks do rock, and regardless of what that color palette is, it's like, let's speak on the fact that we don't have to just do one thing, that we may have multiple hustles, and we can do them all well. Right? And we don't have to choose. So I totally agree with the ladies. You know, for me, my self-care, as they spoke about too, meditation, you know, for one, even if it's just 5 minutes out the day, just to kind of stop and take that moment for yourself. Writing for me, right? Just, you know, songwriting and or poetry. They may be one and the same, they may not be, right, for some people, but again, just that creative sort of outlet. And just any sort of performance, you know, again, whether it's on the lyricist side, whether it's just motivational speaking. I'm a mentor as well. I mentor Chicago. And just trying to, you know, again, give back in that way of showing little black girls, little brown girls, that it's more than what's just outside your window. You're so much bigger than that. So teaching about STEM, teaching about, you know, creativity, teaching about you figuring out what is authentic for you, and not caring about what family, friends, your own self, because sometimes we
get in our way.
We get in our own way. Like, you can do it as long as you believe that you can do it.
I got a question here from Instagram for the ladies, Niki&Niyah. How does career choice affect the way you're dating? Does it have any impact?
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I would say it does, because our careers is just in the forefront of it all, and so if you can't get with that, then I'm sorry, you can't be in the picture. Because it's been a grind since middle school.
Really?
Honestly. And there's a lot of people who are opportunists. Say
that again. Is her mic clear? My mic sounds nice. Say that again, Nikki. Come on.
There are some people who are opportunists. So you have to honestly just weed them out.
Be aware.
That's what I've definitely learned along the way. And you just have to, thankfully I have a great support system, my family and my sister, and a few close friends that help me, and just help me realize that, hey, watch out for that one. You know?
Are you guys like a year apart, 2 years apart? What's the age?
Like a year and a half.
and a half. That's what I'm saying. You guys are really, really close. And ladies, I'm here to tell you, I don't know if it's good or bad news. Doesn't really get any different as you get a little older, you know, because your passion continues to be on your forefront, right? You're going to be about your business acumen, you're building, you're growing, you're networking. And you're right, you definitely need people in your space that are going to be supportive and understanding. And if nothing else, will applaud you for the work that you're doing. Otherwise, you know, it's not going to work. And sometimes there are some barracudas. You know, I'm agreeing with Nikki. Some opportunists there. They love what you look like on the resume. Oh, they love it. They always like, oh yes, I love the fact they do this, they do that, and all these great things. And then when they get into the inner space, they're like, this is too much. What about me? She doesn't spend enough time for me and my needs and this and that and when. Yeah. And that's what happens. And so, you know, shouts out to all the men that are strong enough, right, and secure in themselves to be with independent women that are really about their business, about their education, about family, whatever it is that drives them, that the men that come into their life can be a value add. So again, we're not hating on anybody that's supporting us. There's a bunch of men out there that get it. So yeah, I don't want to be a wet blanket. You'll find the right guy when the time is right. But yeah, weed them bad guys out. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Yeah, give them the shoulder knife. Yeah, be like, no, beat it because I got things to do. And you know, oftentimes when we're so busy about what we're doing, we don't even know when it's happening. They usually slide in as a friend. You usually become friends with them and really get close, and then something like that evolves and blossoms. But you got time. It'll come. We're not even worried about that. We're not worried about that. Tony, how's dating for you? Because you're busy. Listen, and I sense you might have been a B-girl. Did you used to break dance or do some hip-hop dancing back in the day?
You know, coming from Chicago, footworking.
See?
Big thing.
I felt you had a move in you. I felt you could move and do some things inside of you. How's dating for you, Tony? Has it been a challenge for you, or what's going on in your space?
Dating has been interesting. You know, growing up from like high school, it was like back to back relationships. Not really founded on much. It was just like, you're cute, let's be together.
Right.
And then it wasn't until probably, you know, when I called off I was engaged a couple of times. I ended up calling off my wedding 3 months
She said
before.
A couple of times. Wait a minute. You said you was engaged a couple of times? Come on, Tony.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it counts if it was the same guy.
Okay, so it's often okay.
But in either case, we were going down that path, and it just, you know, it just didn't work out or whatever. But after that situation of being able for me to have the strength enough to say, let me, you know, take a step back or whatever. And like I said, it was only 2 or 3 months before that I called it off, because it was like, when something is not right, it's not right. Right. And so in doing that, that's when I took time for myself to say, okay, this back to back pattern, who is Antoinette? Right. Right. Like who am I as not only a woman, just a person? What are my deal breakers? Like I didn't know that at that time. And that was in my 20s. And so, you know, fast forwarding, I took years, you know, at least 5, just to kind of grow and learn, right? And date it all. And so after that, kind of jump back in. And now I'm still, I know who I am now for sure. But now it's like finding someone that is 100% who they are.
Yes.
Right. And 100%, you know, authentic, and then can see and be transparent in the lens that I'm showing. Yes. Right. Yes. And then from there, now I'm 100, we're 100, or he 100, and now we can grow together. I'm not looking for no shade. I'm not looking for any potential type. Oh, I'm trying. Right. But I need you. And it's not even about a money thing. I just need you to know who you are. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. If that foundation is solid, then we can grow. So I'm still looking for that. So if you, Nikki, Kendra, hey, please, if there's some people out in, because I didn't find much in Sacramento. Okay. Right. But if it's some guys in LA, Atlanta, let me know.
Holla at your girl. Yeah. Holla at your girl.
But
Holla at your girl. That self-evolution is a process, because being a divorced person myself, I'm being divorced, it took me a couple of years too. Like, it's a reset, right? And just understanding why certain things happen, because certain things you have to own, right? You can't say it was him and that guy and that guy. There's certain things that you have to own. I was one of the people that used to think that you should know what it takes to make me happy. I had to let that go. That wasn't going to work out. So always evolving and working on yourself. It's been exciting. It's been really good. And I've dropped off a lot of bags on the way. So I'm really light. You know what I mean? So enjoying this thing called life has been really fun, because I know who I am, to Tonia's point. And you're always growing. When you stop growing, you might as well check out of here. So you never really are 100. You're close to 100%, but you're always looking to make sure that you're whole, that you're solid, because you want to add value to the relationship. Being broken, to me, is not an attractive trait. Like, I don't want to come into a relationship broken. Things happen, but I'm not looking for someone to heal me. I want to be healed and hold myself. And I'm hoping the same thing for that person. So we all have things, little things, somebody says something to you, kind of stuck to you a little, and hopefully, because you guys are both strong in the relationship, you can grow and get to that next level. Tony, I want to ask you, because I didn't get a chance to ask you, how's the response been for your show on the On channel? How's it been for you? What are people saying? They sliding in your DM saying, man, I love that animation. Erica's awesome. What's going on?
You know what, they have, and this is both male and female. So not on no dating stuff yet. Yeah. But at least in terms of just engagement or whatever. Like, I just created a new character called Miss Melba, which let my grandmother tell it is nothing like her, but it absolutely is. And so I've been getting a lot of response from her. So she's actually Erica's grandmother. And so to have the Erica character and the Miss Melba character, my DMs, every time I create a short with those two characters in particular together, my DMs just blow up of like, oh my God, that was hilarious. Why did you go there? You so stupid. Oh my God. So I'm like, okay, clearly this is resonating, with folks. So it's been good. It's been a really good response from, again, April to now, of just, when is the next episode? Come on, like,
right.
Like, what are you doing? I'm like, okay, relax, calm down. But that's a good problem to have, right?
That's a wonderful problem to have. We got to take advantage of people while they're home, watching a lot of television, subscription services, streaming, and all this kind of stuff. Is there anything that you'd like to change to your show, or is there any other projects you'd like to do while your show is streaming on the On channel? Is there anything else, like maybe you got another idea or another project you'd like to see launch out? Tony, what do you say? You got something up your sleeve?
I always got, I got short sleeves today, but the ideas are always long and growing, and I'm definitely thinking about how to expand, as just saying, into maybe a 30-minute sort of segment, and or just kind of pairing in, instead of like having the 6 or 7 characters that I have, focusing on the ones that seem to really resonate more with people, which seem to be that Erica and the Miss Melba character. So, and maybe doing a spinoff, and talking to the On channel to see like how they feel about maybe doing a spinoff with those two characters. I don't know, sky's the limit. I definitely have the support of the channel, which is a blessing. And as you mentioned, the CEO is very, very just straightforward, down to business, and someone that you could just kind of talk to and then not feel like, well, am I mattering? Like,
you matter.
You definitely feel like you matter. So yes, I'm thinking about that. And then again, to your point earlier, always trying to figure out how I can infuse just my music, to just more of the show, and how I can just continue to grow in that space. So I think sky's is the limit.
Yeah, you just behave like your Power, Tone, and then every one of the characters in Power will have its own spin-off. So that's what it sounds like is happening for you guys. Ladies, what's up your sleeves? You got something else? I know you said you want to do some other shows. Is there anything else that you want to do while your show is number one on the On channel? Is there anything else that you want to incorporate while you're on that streaming platform?
Definitely. We're still working on our animated shorts, so hopefully that finishes and we can also put that on the On channel as well. But with our show,
and of course more music.
Yeah,
so just putting in, like, as well as like what Tone was saying, put the music and just infusing it all with the series.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll end up doing a spin-off with our family members. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's a lot to cover there. Tell me your thoughts about the streaming platform, because I'm going to take liberty here. When Tone and I were growing up, this wasn't in existence, right? Tone wasn't around. So now everything is streaming. So has it been a good thing between this and social media and all this stuff? Is it overwhelming for you ladies, or it's just spot on? How's it for you?
Spot on. Like, I love streaming services, whether it comes to the music or, of course, like, money-wise, it's a little different. But I just love binge-watching shows.
Yeah.
And you learn so much from just studying the acting and the directing. Like, that's usually what I use it for, is to just hone into my passion of writing and directing. So
yeah, it's definitely, I love it. I don't even really watch cable that much. I watch more streaming services even before the pandemic. I know. But I love the streaming services, and like she was saying, it does really help when it comes with your craft and honing in on it. Just to be knowledgeable about, different series and how they write their things. And I even found it helpful to just watch two series at the same time. It'll kind of help you in a way learn how to write storylines and simultaneously two different storylines. Just like how This Is Us has, those two different storylines going on, and it could get complicated. You could really hone in on your craft and study basically.
Back in the day, we picked up a book. It would be something for dummies, right? So it'd be script writing for dummies, and then now it's just like watching a marathon, binge watching something on the streaming service with a little Google on the side and a little chat, getting a little chat, right? There's a little chat going on somewhere. You're in a group chat and you asking questions in there. So between those elements, it's like there's nothing you can't do. Tone, how do you feel about streaming services? It's been good for you, that with social media and all this stuff going on? It's spot on, or a little bit overwhelming? What say you, Tone?
It's been good. I mean, I hear streaming services and immediately I think of the word just opportunity. It's provided opportunities for people, like myself, that may not have had, opportunities if traditionally, like that cable sort of, platform just would have stayed stagnant, right? So streaming for me provided opportunities. Even when you think about even before things like the On channel, like YouTube and just stuff like that. Like, remember when YouTube like first, it was like, what is this? Like, this is crazy. And initially, no one really thought it would last. And I just know this just from those tech conversations. It was like, oh, this is a fluke. And now look at look what's happening with that. So. I'm excited about the next 10 years of where streaming will go. And everything is probably just going to be, on your phone or in the cloud, right? Everything's going to be now, which is where it's at now. Well, it's there now, but it's even more. You're going to have like government cloud, health cloud. Everything is going to be, up there. And so I think that's what I tell young people, like learn the technology that's going on now that seems like AI and analytics and all that stuff. Learn that now, because I promise you, in the next 5, probably no more than 5 years, we're going to be having another conversation about that. Right? Chatbots wasn't even talked about 5 years ago. And now look at chatbots. Right? I mean,
I was joining. I jumped in on this thing. Shouts out to Urban Music Radio. I'm on their platform too. I'm everywhere. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. But Michael Wiles sent me an invitation to Clubhouse. And I've been in that for like the past 2 days. And I'm telling you, I want to learn about developing an app. Right. I think the platform Real Chicks Rock, I would love to develop an app like for vision planning, vision boarding. Like, 'cause it's always been old school, right? We go, we get a magazine, we cut out the things and do a lot. And I never wanted to do that. Never wanted to do that. Never did it. We go to the classes and I was like, I'm not doing that. And I feel like there should be an app where I could take what I want and build my vision board. And instead of this vision board being at home, where I can't take it anywhere because it's so daggone big, it'd be in my phone. And it'd be a constant reminder of what I said or what I spoke into existence and my goals and things like that. So yes, I agree, Tone. Yeah, like this whole thing is UI and user interface type and the way we used to code, because I have a degree in computer information systems. That's my bachelor's degree. Didn't like coding, but I always wanted to be a part of IT. That is becoming prehistoric. Like in a couple, like they're saying, like in 5 years, 3 to 5 years, we won't really need the number of coders that we have, like program coders that we have today. It's all going to be like a user interface exchange. It's going to be really easier to build your apps. And so, yeah, I'm throwing that out there for people that got brands and things like that. If you want your own app, that is not far-fetched. It's probably closer to your existence than it is, than we really thought about. Tone shaking her head. I see.
Yeah, and that's my my background is user experience, and that's my specialty. And think about, telling my age a little bit, but when I got my degree, in 2002, no one knew what UX was, right? And people were saying, "Oh, you need a PhD," and I'm like, no, you don't. You don't, right? And so started my career at Motorola, learned about app technology and all of that, and designing apps and all of that. And so now, if you just Google UX, everything pops up. Everyone is a UX designer. Everyone has a certification. It's that, and that's not to talk down on that, but I'm just saying the struggle has been real of trying to find a spot within that area that's not just about coding. Right. It's about how do we make these platforms and these systems easier. So I feel like I'm always, whether music never works out, animation, whatever, I'm always going to have a job in UX.
Right.
I knew that. And I knew that in 2000. Like, this is going to be a wave. That's what I'm saying. AI, chatbot, data analytics, app development, cloud technology. Mark my words. These are going to be things that if you have some knowledge in within the next 2 to 4 years, you're going to set yourself up for imminent success.
Okay. Got you. I got a question for the ladies. Thanks, Tony. I got to go back to the ladies. They just slide in your DM. Instead of your DM, they're in my DM today. So bear with me. Well, Tony, let me ask you, where can we watch the shorts? People want to know, where can they see your work and everything? I was going to get to that at the end, but tell me now. We're going to tell them again at the end. Where can they find your shorts, Tony?
Two places. One is obviously the On channel, so subscribe today. Right? And then the second area is on my Instagram, which is Tone Houston, ToineHouston. So Instagram and On channel. Yeah,
you give some snippets out there. I see you on Instagram, so that's beautiful. So now back to Niki&Niyah. I'm back to you. Yeah, they're sliding in, girls. They're sliding in. Ladies, how do you recognize a man is not for you? I think, Niki, you spoke on it. Maybe, Niyah, you give us your perspective.
I would say the first thing would just be respect and his faith in God. That's how you know if a man is really, have the potential, I would say. Yeah, honestly.
Okay. And you're able to tell, because some of them be toting the Bible. Come on now. Some of them be acting like they know the word and be about the Lord, and then they be a sheep. They be a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know what I mean?
I mean, the actions have to go with it too. Because you can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? And you can't fake that. So it's all about, you have to be aware as a woman. Because you have a lot of people who are players out there, and they can talk up a good game, and you think that they're going in the direction that you think that they're going in, but not at all. So I think it's all about perception and knowing your worth and knowing just who who you look for in a man, I guess.
Right. Some qualities. Nikki, what qualities you looking for so we can get these wolves out of my DM? What are you? what qualities are you looking for, Nikki?
Definitely the same. I think just knowing. I love what Tony said. Just knowing who you are.
Yeah.
And I feel like we enter relationships not knowing what we want either. So also knowing what you want. So for me, I make a list. I have a list of guys I have a list of things that I want in a man. And that has a lot to do with him being, dedicated and motivated to whatever his goals are, and him having a strong faith in God, and just knowing himself and being respectful to women, because there's so many people, so many guys nowadays who just don't have that respect for women. And they just degrade us and think of us as just pretty pictured women. That's it. And I don't have the time for that. So
I think, I totally agree with all of the ladies today. Thank you so much. I do agree that we have the power to raise the standard, right? We can raise the standard, and what it is that we want, we can hold people to that standard without being obnoxious, without being nasty, without being mean. That's just what it is. If you expect and demand and require people to treat you a certain way, stick to that standard. And it's not a judgment for anybody else, but I think that collectively, as Black women, we are changing the narrative. We are changing the narrative, because we can be sexy and beautiful and smart and serious and independent, where it doesn't have to be one versus the other. We are embodying everything. And we are giving ourselves what we need to be strong in that space, which is understanding what works for us and not compromising. And so I see it. I think a lot of people stepped more into that in 2020 because it was a lot of less distractions. We were me personally, all over the place doing this and that. Now everything has slowed down, and so now your self-care is more important, your spirituality is more important, the things that you embody as a woman is important, your essence, you're working on that, what you're being intellectual, collaborating with the right people, whether they're male or female, to birth passions in your businesses and your brand. It's a lot of good work that we're doing. And sometimes it's being overlooked, but I don't think anymore. I think the more we continue to articulate what's important to us, the more people will start to understand it. And so congratulations, ladies, for setting the bar, setting a standard, not compromising, doing it all, and looking fine while you're doing it. All of y'all, all three of y'all. Let me ask Tone, what's next for you, girl? Where can they find you? On the On channel, Instagram? You got some other projects? When can we hear the vocals? La, 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 la. When are we going to sing again or do voiceovers? What's going on, Tone?
Well, actually, I'm going to be creating an episode today. So I need to be taking my green tea in a little while after this interview. But no, and if I could just say,
sure.
I just wanted to touch on the point that was just made. Also being malleable, ladies. I think that one thing about I was on a Steve Harvey show, once, and it was funny because we were talking about the fact that I had been single up until that point, like 5 years.
Yeah.
But I was working for the CIA. Another life. And and when I was doing that, it was like, okay, well, how can you be so successful in career but unsuccessful in love? And I had these things, right? I had these lists of what I'm looking for in a man. And Mr. Harvey said, sometimes you just have to be open to someone that may not even have anything on your list, right? I think COVID taught us the same thing in terms of being malleable, right? Things could change in an instant. And they did. Right. Yeah. And so we have to be able to, in whatever craft we're doing, stay malleable. So I just want to say that that point, because you guys made a really good one. I'm everywhere. Tone Houston, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. My website is iamtone.com. It's more music and apparel focused. But because I want to keep the animation and stuff going towards the On channel, obviously. But Tone Houston or iamtone.com is where you can find me.
Nice. Niki&Niyah, What are you working on? Next projects? I know animation. We want to get into more production. We're going to do some music. Are we singers? Are we? No, we're sing. Do we sing?
Yes.
Yeah, we sing.
Yeah, we sing
Always
and we
singing.
rap, and we're also doing acting as well. So hopefully we'll book some more shows and films, and yeah, we're doing it all.
We're doing it.
Yeah, you can find us
all.
everywhere at
together.
Niki&Niyah. Yes. You know it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can find us at Niki&Niyah everywhere, social media, music platforms, streaming platforms everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play,
All of the above.
our website, NikiandNiyah.com, and we do have our Perfect Holiday music video out now.
Oh,
We do, yeah, so go check that out.
You
Be in
can
the holiday
check
spirit.
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm excited for you ladies. You ladies are awesome. This was great. We got it on. We got it on with the on-channel personalities
Yes, we
today.
did.
I am so excited. Thank you ladies for your time. Today's show, let me just give out some thanks to all our listeners. I want to thank Get Live Radio, man. They're promoting this show and pushing our show in the UK and Germany and Paraguay. I want to shout out Beat Break Radio FM. Thank you so much, Sharon Garvey, for all the work that you're doing and giving me a platform to be on that space. And last but not least, the On Channel. Thank you, CEO Maurice Woodson, for having the vision and believing in us and allowing us to be in the space. He is that On Channel is the sponsor for today's show. Today's show is powered by the On Channel. Yes, you ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are not subscribing to the On Channel, you should, because there's some wonderful programming, some awesome original content and shows that are on there. I am honored to be one of the people that's on the show, and so are these ladies. Go and subscribe. Go get the details. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook, but it is a paid subscribe streaming service channel. We are on there showing our talents and our gifts. And like I said, there's so many other wonderful shows that are out there. I'm going to try to get some more personalities in this platform to talk to, but I had to start with you ladies first. I'm so excited. Thank you ladies for your time.
Thank you so much.
You guys stay well. We are On Channel family. Yay!
Yes.
So when you guys come to Atlanta, please look me up so we can have some lunch or something or get together. That's my time. You guys know me. I'm Real Chicks Rock, and I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, IG. I have a website, realchicksrock.com. Go check me out. I'm on YouTube. Listen, I'm still hustling shirts. I like your shirt, Tone, about, over it. I like that. That's cute. Yeah, you need a Real Chicks Rock shirt on your back. You two ladies, get your Real Chicks Rock t-shirts. Go check us out on the website. We got masks as well. Thank you so much. This was wonderful. This was a great way to spend a Sunday. Thank you so much for your time. Much continued success to you all. Until next time, be well, take care, and rock on.
Later.